Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the SauraPODcast. And today we're going to be watching the first episode of the Ancient Earth series called the Devonian, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yep, the Devonian. And as always, I am your host, Zach Reed, also the host of the Thesaurus, as well as I am joined by my partner, Devra Hawk.
Hi.
And we are going to be watching this on Curiosity Stream. It is under the Ancient Earth series.
It might also be under Ancient Oceans. They keep changing it.
Yes, so there is quite a few episodes under the Ancient Earth series, but right now we are covering the 5 Ancient Earth series that basically delve into the mass extinction events. So this is going to be the very first episode. So if you guys are all queued up on Curiosity Stream or you just want to hear us talk about it, we are about to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Meet the original Jaws. The 400 million year old nightmare.
The original Jaws, but I don't see a lens flare.
Fish. Basically, one of the first Jaws.
Oh, I thought that was funny. Thanks.
You did good.
Yeah.
You tried.
Yeah.
Fishes of all 40 feet long. Its head is bigger than I am, and its jaws look like paper cutters. They're just great big sharpened blade. Dunkleosteus was just one of dozens of doomed sea monsters that arose.
There is research recently showing that Dunkleosteus might have had actual, skin covering its head.
Which makes sense. If this is supposed to be its skull, why would its skull be exposed to the ocean? Like, all the recreations just show its skull outside its body. Like, there's no scales or anything over the skull. It's literally just the skull. It makes no sense if you actually think about it for like a half second.
Oh, I saw a trilobite just meow.
And here's our beautiful strat column.
Oh God, I
I
want
want
this
a print.
digital
I want a
strat
print
column.
out of it so badly. Curiosity Stream, will you send me a printout poster of this, please? I will pay for it.
Oh no, it's you and our friend Cat Jordan's boy.
That's not our boy. Where's the trilobite? There's a trilobite.
Well, there's a trilobite, but the fish guy, you had it for your class.
I had the fish guy for my class.
It's a pin.
I had Tiktaalik. That's not Tiktaalik.
I thought that was Tiktaalik.
No.
Oh, look at them.
You little trilobites.
In the sea, we call
Yeah, that's just a fish.
because now the fishes have evolved, they're diversifying, and you get some whoppers.
Wappas.
The massive supercontinent of Gondwana, made up of South America, Africa, Antarctica, India, and Australia, is drifting away from the South Pole.
They almost had all A's.
So it was the original intercontinental land of nope.
Europe and collided and raised up the land. And so for the first time you had this big land area with mountains and rivers running off of the mountains into the sea.
Today, we know this mountain chain as the relatively diminutive Appalachians. Back then, they'd have risen higher than the Himalayas. And when they came thrusting up...
Yeah, so when the East Coast says they have mountains, they aren't technically wrong. They're just very, very, very weathered mountains.
They were old and weathered. And filled with the hillbillies.
Major mountain chain closing off a seaway. So you're changing your climate locally because you're cutting off ocean circulation pathways.
But there's another factor, and that is all during this period of early life, algae were producing oxygen as a waste product for photosynthesis. If you make enough oxygen goes into the atmosphere, that oxygen is hit by ultraviolet radiation and it changes into ozone. And so the planet really sort of makes itself habitable by first letting life produce oxygen, then the oxygen becoming ozone and cutting out the ultraviolet radiation and allowing the plants and the animals to come out of the water for the first time.
So we need a lot of algae right now, is what I'm hearing.
begin to spread inland.
Though to be fair, too much algae then becomes constrictive.
Yeah, there's an algal bloom in like a lake that essentially over oxidizes it to a point where it kills everything.
because it also cuts off things like the solar radiation and other things. So too much oxygen can be toxic.
There weren't flowers yet.
So we just need the right amount of algae.
And very
It's the amount of exchange of carbon dioxide to
We have plenty of carbon dioxide right now, so let's make some algae, folks.
I also love
Look at those dead eyes. Oh my god.
Well, also, like, every time I've ever seen an interpretation... Oh my god.
And no head button.
What?
I also like they...
Where did its jaw go?
I don't know. I also feel like I love that, like, it can't leave its jaw at all.
It is dorky-eyed looking.
This is Tiktaalik, or one of the close to Tiktaalik.
So you have a variety of fish that actually.
But no, I like how they always show Dunkleostes in this or other media as it doesn't have the ability to shut its jaw.
Yeah, I was saying that.
It's like a basking shark that just...
Like, it would have had jaw muscles.
Everything has jaw even the basking and, like, filter feeders are
They
all...
can still close their mouth, just their neutral is open to allow...
the filtration.
Yeah.
Sturdy fins to prop themselves up on. These fish are now in prime position to snap up.
God, I feel like I'm watching a PS2 game.
Right? We have our lovely strat column, and then we have this.
The budget was on the strat
It
column.
clearly was.
The little air sacs off their tracheas.
If the water was becoming stagnant, they could.
Yeah, so a modern day analogy of these guys would be like mud skippers, where they kind of poke their heads out. They can walk around in the very, like, swampy, tidal flat areas, but they really can't breathe on land, survive on land for too long. That's what would be early fish on land, would be mud skippers.
Those mountains thrust up by the collision of Europe and America catch water evaporating off the seas, creating the first massive rains on Earth and the first freshwater habitats for the world's fish to explore.
And so you had wet periods when it was very cloudy and lots of rain, and you had dry periods when
Wait,
the rain
so-
would fail. And so it became a
They're
very
saying that there weren't clouds and rain before the Devonian. I feel like we'd have to fact check that with somebody.
Yeah, that is a... strat column, seismology...
Like, there had... because
Sedimentology would have some data of that.
Lands can't support its weight completely out of water.
Because
Oh.
For a long time,
Well, we've entered into nightmare fuel territory.
evidence of evolution.
clouds form whether there's elevation or not. Like, clouds form no matter what.
You got there.
Yeah, I know, thanks. So, clouds would form even if there weren't mountains. Clouds would form even if there weren't vegetation. Like, as long as there's enough moisture in the air to form. Maybe that's where the oxygen comes in from.
Ah, there's our Tiktaalik.
Yeah. But yeah, that whole cloud thing's a bit weird.
We should find, at this time period, we should find a fossil, an animal that's got pretty well developed arm bones. And it will look like a fish, but it has
With that
limbs.
That
Ice.
missing link.
With that eye setup, looking like a Muppet.
Pointed to the left field fence.
I'm gonna work on land! Yay!
Yep, the mud skippers. This big mud skippers.
Still think Prehistoric Planet had a great thing of where, like, they're wiggling on land and then that, like, whale-esque fish just, like, yeets them back into the
Well,
water.
that's not Tiktaalik, that's amphibians. Are you thinking of, like, the walking with beasts before the dinosaurs, or...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not Prehistoric Planet, but, that's not Tiktaalik, that's a later amphibian, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Tiktaalik was venturing onto land. Planet Earth was about to experience its second period of very bad days.
They rolled for initiative and hit one.
Oh, I was gonna reference, like, those, what was it, the book series that was, like, so-and-so in the very bad day or whatever?
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was a deep dive into the 90s, everybody.
It was a longer-term event that was made up of separate individual rapid events.
Something is happening at very specific intervals, which is making coral reefs disappear, which is changing fish evolution, which is changing some of the things with shells that are living in the coral reefs.
I mean, that's basically what we're going through now.
Yeah, if you add too much calcium or carbon dioxide into the ocean, it becomes too acidic. That means it basically dissolves all the shells of animals that use calcium carbonate, and because the oceans are so acidic, they can't produce shells. So we're starting to see that now. We've seen it documented in the fossil record of ocean acidification leading to not only fish deaths because they obviously can't survive in a water that's too acidic, but coral reefs and other shell animals dying because their shells are literally being dissolved by their water.
Of a forest, and the byproducts of soil is that you have river discharge, it's submarine groundwater discharge that's full of nutrients. They're going to make a bloom, and that's going to choke the oxygen off for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
What we think is coral reef today is nothing compared to what they used to be.
And to add insult to injury, recent evidence indicates the Earth took it on the chin from an asteroid or other space rock.
I don't know where they say this one landed.
I don't either.
It had to be a relatively small one, but I don't know where they say it lands.
There are these little objects called microtectites. They are little drops of molten rock that were spewed out of the crater, and they're transported around the world. If you find a layer with microtectites, that means there was an impact somewhere on the Earth at that time.
That's used for the most famous with the dinosaur extinction.
Yeah.
The period reveals that over the course of millions of years, the mysterious catastrophe spelled bad news for 3/4 of the species on Earth.
Yes, it's a sad thing for the things that die, but there are winners and losers in every mass extinction.
Though the vast majority of
There was only one mass extinction where, like, life barely eked out.
I think it's the Permian-Triassic one. It's like 99% of life
I was
died.
gonna say, I think it was 95.
It's really high, yeah.
Because that was, like, it was water bodies. It was both in water and on land, became so toxic.
Yeah.
Nothing survived, almost.
And then it was followed very rapidly by the Triassic-Jurassic extinction, which I don't think they cover here. But that's a smaller one.
No, I think they do.
Do they?
No, we don't. No, it's the Permian-Triassic.
Yeah, there's another one at the end of the Triassic that gets forgotten about because it's a smaller one, but it basically almost kills all of life that had been recovering since the Permian.
Well, yeah, because it's like the equivalent of the, like, middle sequel. You have
Right.
the decent intro of the Permian-Triassic extinction that leads into, like, the dinosaur explosion, and then you go into the conclusion, the end game, which is the dinosaur extinction.
Yeah.
And the Jurassic one is, everybody's kind of, yeah.
The Triassic one, yeah. Triassic-Jurassic.
Mm-hmm. I want to say that's an episode in here.
It might be.
Because it's 5. I think it's...
Yeah, I mean, that's counted as a mass extinction. It's just always forgotten about because it's kind of a...
I want to say it's it's the Devonian, Ordovician. Let's see here. We have Ancient Earth, Devonian, Ordovician. Come on, scroll up. Internet work.
Well, you'll find out if Ancient Earth on Curiosity Stream has an episode for the Triassic extinction. We know they have one for the Permian.
Yes, so continue with us when we watch the Ordovician and the rest of the 3 other extinction events with Ancient Earth on Curiosity Stream. For now, I am Zach Reed with the Saurus, and this is my partner.
And this has been Deborah Hawk.
And we are History. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the SauraPODcast. I am your host, Zach Reed, and also the host of the show, The Saurus, and I am here with...
I'm Deborah Hawk.
And this is the second episode of the Ancient Earth Watchalong that we did, where we cover the Ordovician of the Ancient Earth series, where they cover the mass extinction events that have happened in the paleontological record. If you want to, please make sure you go back and listen to our episode on the Devonian. as well as our future episodes on the Permian, the Triassic, and the Cretaceous extinction events. Alright, and with that said, we are going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's been some 450 million years since these hardy creatures, horseshoe crabs,
Kabuto. But no Kabutops.
though they have barely changed in that time, the world around them.
These are some fancy graphics.
Yeah, it's better than the PS2 graphics we started with in the last episode.
Just wait. I don't think it really gets better.
The vast majority of
I mean,
life
they
around
had Dunkleostes with, like, no jaw motion. It was just...
It didn't get better.
death and life reborn.
It's not terrible. There's
Yeah.
Dunkleostes again. Ancient oceans. Still technically part of the ancient Earth.
Horseshoe crabs aren't actually crabs. And you'll see they're much more
Floating like a saucer.
These things are called living fossils, and they've been around for tens and hundreds of millions of years. I think they did so.
Horseshoe crabs, coelacanths, pill bugs,
Specific way of making a living. They were very
great-grandmothers in the South. Things that have existed since the dawn of time.
reenacting a brilliant but doomed moment
Oh no, there's horseshoe crab just flipped over.
when their spidery ancestors, during what we now call the Ordovician period, became the first life forms to try to wriggle their way onto land. For the almost 4 billion years life was evolving on planet Earth up to this point. Land had been nothing more than a barren wasteland.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah.
All the continents
It took a long, long time before anything could develop. I still remember in Walking with Prehistoric Life, it was like apparently this like mad dash where Eurypterids just roamed the coast.
Some lichen, and some fungus, bacteria, and no plants. No real terrestrial ecosystem.
Nothing really was able to set their roots in yet. I am being glared at by my partner for that pun.
you'll find a very different world.
All the corals.
on the planet, probably as much as 4 billion
Look at
years.
the snails!
Almost all life was still in the sea. Life started in the sea, and it's still very abundant in the sea.
And some sponges.
We have nautiloids.
At the dawn of the Ordovician, most of the planet
I don't think they're technically nautiloids.
No?
chunks that will eventually become
Nautiloids coil.
South America
Would you just say they were squids then, or?
are beginning a slow drift south.
Yeah, there's certain names spiking,
Future North America
spacing right now.
Just cephalopods?
Yeah.
But the vast majority
Good
of
lord.
places are submerged.
Earth is dry as a mother.
Sea levels are 2,000 feet higher than we're used to.
Give global warming some time, Earth might have the sea level the same level.
In the Ordovician sea, the things that were swimming would be things that you would recognize as relatives of squids and octopuses. It's like life is blue.
I don't think the fish with the eyes on the
The
top of their
googly
head.
eyes, yeah. Those in Walking with Beasts, those are the ones that shuffle on the ground. They have like apparently had like these sensors in their skull, so they just like shuffle their heads and filter feed off of the bottom.
Like trilobites, like little pill bugs. They have eyes, they have legs, they have segmented body parts.
So is that how like certain people operate when I watch them and they're walking and they're like shaking their head back and forth like angry cockatiels or
Like
something?
sensing for danger.
Yeah, I would assume. Crinoids!
We still have those today.
We do.
And they actually can swim. We normally see them,
Some types.
yeah, they don't swim all the time, but they can.
Say, filter feeders.
They'll like break off and then it'll be like...
Yeah.
That's why they're like sea lilies.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not actually plants. They're actual living organisms.
Yep.
Not saying plants aren't living organisms, but they're not sedentary.
Well, yeah, they're classified as an animal, not a plant.
Right.
Hello, googly eyes.
Early
I
ancient.
thought another living fossil lampreys have like not changed.
That's true.
Found an imprint of the whole animal with teeth in place.
Ancient life. How do we start this all off? What if we just had the googliest of eyes?
Yeah.
At the top of the food chain,
Between this, Dunkleostes, Anomalocaris. Oh, what's the one with like 8 eyes?
That's the Anomalcaris.
No, not on. No, it's like got one set of clustered eyes and like.
Oh, I don't know.
Swimming with one of
Ah, 252 million years has it as like
I
one of
thought it was
their.
Anomalcaris.
No, Anomalocaris has like. It has faceted eyes.
this landscape is ideal for many species, but after 50 million years in the Ordovician, the natives.
Now I need to figure that out while this goes on.
The spores of water plants drift inland and take root for the first time. Creatures like our horseshoe crab's ancestors creep up on shore to reproduce.
Horseshoe crabs, originally known as
First, the plants have to
horseshoe crocs.
so there's something for animals to eat. And the first animals that colonized the land were insects. They already had legs. They walked on the ocean bottom. They breathed air through their spiracles, through their skin. And so they could very easily or readily adapt from being marine organisms to being non-marine organisms.
The Ordovician is set to host the most amazing revolution, the rise of life on land. But it's too late. Something is about to stop life in its tracks.
Dun, dun, dun.
They were called the. Oh, what were the villains of the Eternals?
You're the comic book person.
Oh, I can't remember.
Your joke doesn't quite work when you don't remember the punchline.
I know. Shush.
When there's glaciation, a lot of water gets drawn out of the ocean into the atmosphere, generates the snow, forms as ice, and as the ice grows, the sea level goes down. If you drop sea level off the edge of the continental shelf, you decrease the area
I was
where
too
animals
fixated
live,
on.
and you can get extinct. That's one possible scenario.
I thought you were looking up the 252 thing.
Scenario is the whole dying beginning even earlier.
Opabenia is what I was looking at.
Gesundheit.
Decay.
Somewhere in our
Oh,
galaxy,
okay. Gesundheit.
massive star.
That was the weird eye thing. Because my whole point was, as invertebrates developed, they were just like, let's throw a D20 out there
Yeah.
for how many eyes we get.
It would have toasted the ozone layer.
Except the Tully monster. It was like, let's just throw 3 different D20s to see what weird abomination I can... Oh, we have a T-bar eye, and then we have a weird claw mouth.
Recent research shows that the seas started running out of trace elements like zinc, magnesium, and selenium long before the end. Whatever the cause or causes, our trusty horseshoe crab somehow managed to survive.
It's always something interesting that I always am curious about why certain species survive. Different types...
Extinction on land is kind of a moot point because there's nothing there to kill.
Different types show, like, why survivability. Like, mass extinction, like in the Cretaceous. It was a global catastrophe that benefited small-bodied animals due to, like, the amount of food present, areas to inhabit, etc. But certain events, it's very curious how things like horseshoe crabs were survived, while other invertebrates just were snuffed out.
Yeah.
There's always winners in the lottery of extinction. And whatever those survivors are, that's when the next radiation happens. That's when the next evolutionary burst happens. So,
I mean, we still see that in evolutionary chains today when certain niches collapse and animals are whittled out of the food chain, whether or not intended or not. When something else that wasn't naturally in that niche happens to fill that gap, they explode oftentimes.
New life forms would explode to fill the voids. With a fresh, clean slate,
See, I know my SciComm terminology. You use the words like explode.
Were we supposed to watch this before the Devonian?
No, this was...
I think the Ordovician comes before the Devonian.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, the order of the show doesn't...
Well, the order of the show is not in geological order.
No. Oh yeah, the Ordovician does come before, I think.
Anyway, you can watch these in whatever order you want to. Or
Yes.
listen to them.
Clearly, we have watched them in the incorrect order. This will be our episode 2. But please, feel free to watch along with us as we go through the Permian, Triassic, and Cretaceous, which I do know are in the correct order. And with that, thank you guys for watching with us. This has been Zach Reed with the SauraPODcast and my co-host.
This has been Deborah Hawk.
And with that, we are history. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the SauraPODcast. This is Zach, and I am here with Deborah.
Hello.
We are going to be watching the Ancient Earth, the Permian, I believe.
Yes,
Yes.
Permian. Ancient Earth series on Curiosity Stream during the Permian episode.
Yes. So apparently Curiosity Stream has a series called Ancient Earth, which covers a bunch of paleontologic subjects from things like the Devonian all the way up through things like the Cretaceous and mammals. So this will be a little series we will do where we do a watch along as we go through these episodes. So this episode will only be about 10 minutes long, but let's see what happens with this episode. And we are starting now.
This is the story of the largest mass murder in world history.
I love that they use the phrase mass murder.
Yeah, there's no mass extinction. It's like Friday the 13th, but with dinosaurs. Or non-dinosaurs.
Are the most powerful pieces of forensic evidence the planet has ever seen.
This intro bit just reminds me of like the non-CGI parts of video games like Destiny.
Oh no, it gave me Ancient Alien vibes.
I'm pretty sure the guy who does the voiceover is the Ancient Aliens guy.
I think so.
Hela Copperin, what are you doing here?
Ooh, we're getting skin wrapped, boys. Excellent.
Sometimes a whole bunch of things go away all at once. That's what we call a mass extinction.
No, sir, it's a mass murder.
It's called the Permian extinction, or the Great Dying. And it's by far
Somebody was very melodramatic with naming the mass extinction. We've had 5 mass extinctions, and apparently this one got the really cool subtitle.
smoking gun that brought it all crashing down.
It does give a fair timeline of when the Permian was.
Life on Earth is an epic saga of evolution and extinction. Turn back the clock several hundred million years, and we find many bizarre life forms writhing beneath vast ancient seas. But massive shifts in the Earth's crust, and a series of mysterious catastrophes,
Aliens.
soon produce the first 2 of 5 major mass extinctions.
Oh, we're going through all of them. Okay.
Wipe out more than 75% of all life on our planet.
That may explain these first 5 being each of the extinction events.
We figured out their method.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out in their playlist why they had 5 of these split out into between 10 to 14-minute episodes, and then there's 3 other ones based on insects, mammals, and feathered dinosaurs that are all an hour long.
You could basically walk from Cape Town to Beijing to Boston.
Boston.
Initially, most of the magic in the Permian isn't on land. Pangea is surrounded by a single super ocean. And Alaska. And though much of its depths remain a mystery, where the continental shelf creates shallows, fossils reveal a world where life runs riot.
Inverts!
Leaves have finally recovered from the previous
You know, only if you're into that weird stuff.
Coral and sponges are flourishing, as are nautilus-type creatures called ammonites.
And a Pokemon.
There's corals, there's cephalopods. You still have primates involved back 540 million years ago.
Boys.
Trilobites.
The long-finned fish that gave rise to us land dwellers have disappeared. From the seas, at least.
What are these guys pirates? Yar, they be land lovers.
Titanic. These graphics are just A+. I think the CGI got worse when we went to the ocean. And this, I believe, is a 2016 developed show.
I think it's at 2017.
Yeah, so maybe graphics during 2016.
Hey, at least they've got a take on Helicoprion that doesn't make it look like it's completely infeasible as a creature.
The rolled down look, where you just like distended your jaw.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense than like a lick-a-tongue of bladed teeth.
Look at tongue of death.
Once to a creature that grew to 40 feet.
No, they have it the same way. See how they're curling it in? They're just not showing it.
Well, it's not like going blur out. It's not Gene Simmons of the sea.
Yeah, right.
But on land, the cool, dry continent of Pangea breathes life of its own.
Oh, so basically it was all Arizona.
And so what happens is that in the coastal part of the world, you have these swamps. And in the middle of Pangea, because it's so far from the sea, it becomes quite...
These are some serious PS2, PS3 graphics.
They seal in their body fluids, they let them into land, they bury them.
It'll be 100 million years before the first true mammals appear. But they're surprising.
I love the sunken in eyes look. Like, if I was going to describe zombie,
Flamboyant sails have already begun.
that's like a zombie.
Well, like
Not
Dimetrodon.
Like, that is a zombie skin wrapped Dimetrodon.
Big iguana with a great big sail on its back.
And apparently vampire teeth.
Sails were for either compressing
I mean, with the sunken in eyes, that probably makes sense.
or for moderating heat.
Like, they're starting to creep me out a little bit.
Placid plant eaters like Dicynodons rip through vegetation across.
Looks like a naked mole rat.
I mean, basically. They burrow, they eat tubers and stuff, yeah.
From the size
I think this is the thing I got in Ark, isn't it? The one that goes to the bathroom with the size of a soccer ball coming out of it.
You might have gotten one of them.
Yeah, I named him
So I know
Pooper.
I said, like, oh, is this a mammal? But I don't remember which one it is now.
saber-toothed carnivore, the voracious Gorgonopsid, and Titanophonius, or Titanic murderer.
Wow.
One of the largest predators of its day.
I like how they said
I've
15
seen-
feet
I've
long,
seen-
but they have him making like earth-shattering
Yeah.
thunk, thunk, thunk.
Predators all living in the Permian in a relatively...
And I think there's been drawings that have shown Gorgonopsid a lot more upright stance. They're showing them a lot
These monsters
very
were
sprawly
very successful
for carnivores.
Mm-hmm.
until they weren't.
See, it's a vampire. It's eating his neck.
It's the major mass extinction of all time when you lose about 96% of the species of life on land, in the sea, animals, plants, forests. Everything seems to die out. Again, in a very, very short period of time.
The evidence for the great die is rock solid.
Boo.
Years of Permian,
Rock solid, then goes right to a stratigraphic column.
some 200
That's pretty. Those are good graphics. I'm very confused now.
above.
Because that was a very nice overlay graphic timeline. And now we're back to like 2005. Are we really going through time with this documentary?
The cause of the dying
I don't think in actual real time. That would be a very long podcast. I did like that little squid just.
It
off screen.
was volcanic eruption that caused the climate to change. Other people think that it might be more mundane, things like sea level changing.
Then, beginning in around 2008, things started to come into
I mean, I feel like most extinction researchers think that there's a primary cause and then there's underlying sub-causes.
Yeah, there's
I don't
a
think it's...
catastrophe hypothesis or a gradualism hypothesis. And there's two camps in that with different evidence.
I mean, I could see one extinction event being a catastrophic, like the impact
Right.
on, during the end of the Cretaceous, which a lot of people associate with the death of the dinosaurs. But then, I feel like some of these gradualism would make the most logical sense. Yes, it's gradualism sped up, but...
Right, I mean, it's gradualism over, but even short term in the Earth's record is it took place over 1 million years. That was really short term. No, that's still, if you think about day to day, that's still gradual.
eruptions occurred around the time of the Great Dying.
So what we've decided is everyone during the Permian were the drama kids. And they just had to make everything just a little extra.
Very, very accurately because there are volcanic ash layers right at the time of
I really like this strat column that they're showing with, the interlaid actual fossilization.
I really like that graphic.
and the date of the Siberian
Rendering.
252
They could have, you can find places that look like that to film, just now.
happened at the same time.
Unless they specifically wanted to show what it would look like.
Yeah, but there's still ones that look like that. You can see giant snow.
That's fair.
I think it's too good to just be
It's more like a smoking gun.
Boo.
Smoking gun. That was easy. There's no evidence for any other trigger for this mass extinction. The dates line up, the volume of volcanic rock lines
But they have a mammal skull behind her.
volcanic rock coming out. There's the
Don't they have a countdown?
The rocks themselves also hold clues as to just how bad it was.
You look at the skull to try and figure out what animal might have been.
Yeah.
I think that's like a horse or something like that. You were close though.
Don't have an ungulate, man.
That doesn't work.
Don't have a cloven foot, man.
Don't be the devil.
I don't know.
and that is going to make it very difficult for a creature that depends on calcite to make their shell because that will dissolve in low pH systems.
It was a complete horror show. 90% of all life wiped out.
That's called going extra Thanos.
Except for the Earth.
The world was a not pleasant place at that time, no.
So there are a lot of losers in the Permian Triassic extinction. Basically, a lot of our friends that have been with us for the entire Paleozoic, things like trilobites, last trilobite goes. Lots of these.
And somewhere there's a PhD friend of ours from Maine crying out.
Can make it through.
But as always, life finds a way.
I believe it's... Sir, if you're going to say it right, you do it as...
Do they have to give royalties to Jurassic Park then?
Life finds a way.
The world they inherit is a very different place.
It was a bad time, but thank goodness for the Permian extinction because otherwise we wouldn't be here.
You call it the Great Dying. I don't think that's...
Things that were happily living there beforehand.
In the next era, the Triassic, reptiles will expand their
Well, hold on. Did they just say Quetzalcoatlus was in the Triassic with that big sumbitch flying over?
Yeah. I don't think they're pterodons in the Triassic. What are all these supposed to be?
We should all be.
That looks like... What the
Oh.
fuck is that?
Oh, I know what this is. It's from one of those old PBS ones. It's
Why would
it's an
pun
herbivore.
What?
It's basically what a lot of people in certain
What?
documentaries
What?
put with Postosuchus.
What? Its face. You saw its face.
Yeah, it was a squish nose.
It was a squished butt long nose.
So that is the end of the Permian.
Sorry, I'm just traumatized by that ending now, so I guess we have to... They don't have a Triassic.
Yes, they do.
No, they go to the Cretaceous.
No, Triassic's next.
Oh, Triassic is next? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, at least I'll figure out my trauma in the next one.
We also started this a bit out of order, so
Well,
we will
probably
see you.
Triassic's the right order.
We will see you guys in the Triassic episode. Hey guys, welcome back to the SauraPODcast as we cover the Ancient Earth series on Curiosity Stream. We're going to be continuing on watching the Triassic following the Permian, which broke Devra, and then it broke me, so I couldn't say the show's title, and we just spent the last 20 minutes laughing like idiots. So, we'll be going back into the Triassic, which, as we discovered halfway through the Permian episode, we think is, we're covering all 5 mass extinctions, because we're smart boys and girls with graduate degrees. So we'll be covering, I believe, the Triassic extinction next.
Yep, Triassic extinction.
Yes, which a lot of people I don't think associate.
They don't remember this thing.
No, it's because their bigger brother had to have his Tony Award winning stop number where they all die very dramatically. So we'll be covering the Triassic, Jurassic extinction, and once again, this is on Curiosity Stream. This is probably about 10 to 13 minutes-ish, so it should be a quick episode. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's fair. There's not a lot of Triassic stuff in our household, besides like my Postasuchus.
Yeah, that's not a dinosaur. What are those arms? What? This was made in 2016, 2017, folks.
Yeah,
You need to get a bit more arm mobility.
This kind of the graphics on this
worse?
is. I don't think it's gotten
Oh,
worse.
just the ocean just always look bad.
It's the ocean you didn't like.
Is that a snake?
No, that's a
Oh,
plesiosaur.
it looked like a snake.
That's a goddamn lake monster. Who wants some tree fitting? I am never doing that one again.
Really cool ones? What is a humanoid?
It's like it looks like similar to a Ramphorhynchid, but it's got like a much bigger
I
head.
thought they were flying boys in the Triassic.
I know Plateosaur. That was a toy I had from the museum. Okay, that's an ankylosaur that is Holland, I think.
Yeah, that was a very bad raptor.
Cretaceous, you got your T-Rex in my Triassic soup. Once again, they provide good, accurate timelines.
And this is so pretty! Guys, priorities.
Yes, I will say, I really want to somehow get the digital file to this strat column.
graphic, yeah.
If anyone can get us in contact with the Curiosity
I'll pay
Stream
something for a
editor
poster
teams
for that.
for
They should
educational
release
classes.
A poster.
There's Helicopterin, Angry Naked Mole Rats,
Yep.
the final level of God of War 1, where you fight Ares. Why do we build the wall, my children? Oh, sorry. For those who don't know, that was a Hades Town reference.
Because he was saying it looks like the underworld. Can we explain this amazing graphic?
Yeah, that's strat column. It looks like strat columns you would see in lab.
Yeah.
Like, it has great detail. When you zoom in, you can actually see... Did you see the granular structure? Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Pause your stuff real quick. We're taking a second here. Because if you go back, it like, when it zooms back in, we're like 30 seconds back. Don't mind worrying about rewinding. But if you get in close with these...
No, you can see different...
You can see...
Yeah, I mean, that's not how fossils look like in...
Oh, no, I'm not even
Scrapbooks,
talking
but
about fossils. Look at the rocks.
Yeah.
You can actually see granular sizing there, and bedding, and stratification of those beds. That is...
This is detail.
And-
Some geologists worked on this graphic, and they did not care about the animals.
And even though the fossils technically wouldn't look how they would look in it, for the visualization, it looks really good.
Yeah.
But then you get to the PS3 graphics that we're about to see again, and...
Guys, I swear the oceans look worse than land. I don't know how that's possible, but they do.
It does look like a game we could find on Steam.
looks like the school bus, like, oceans.
Oh, Magic School
Yeah.
Bus? Yeah, well, that's giving these animators too much credit. Okay, so we're back starting.
Dolphins, boys.
Wait, it was a mass murder, sir? It wasn't a disaster?
Yeah.
Triassic time of tremendous innovation because the decks have been cleared so severely in the Permian Triassic. So you basically wipe the slate not clean, but pretty.
It's like if you played a D&D campaign and you never could bring back a character. It's just total party kill. But one of the NPCs made it to the next level.
Exactly.
And now the NPC's the main character.
They're gonna make a campaign.
Hey, I think that's the opening to Vox Machina, basically. Roll back the clock to the dawn of time and you sing that song with me. Oh, wait, no, that's a different movie. That is a movie we should watch some point.
Guys, you covered this in the Permian. We discussed this in the Permian.
I mean, the corals don't look terrible.
But, fun fact, with bivalves filling the niche that brachiopods used to have. I only know that because I taught that lab 2 weeks ago.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Throwing out facts here, guys.
We have Pangea, and everything was great on Pangea for a long time. We had coral reefs that seemed to be doing okay. And just sort of a nice, hot, humid, high oxygen environment.
So, Florida.
Lumbering heavy armored herbivores thrive in lush conifer forests.
My favorite terrestrial organisms in the Triassic are the animals called hyenasaurs. They look like a big round-sized lizard.
If anyone is hearing that, our cat is really happy to see these Aedosaurs.
Yeah, she's got the zoomies.
Animal that armored itself up to go walk on a devil on vegetation. But all dressed up in a face.
That armor comes in handy.
But look at that boy. He's hauling. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Its
I love how his green armor just ends at his neck.
Its head looks like the Skullcrawler head from King Kong. Or Kong Skull Island. Okay, why is Quetzalcoatlus
Yeah.
flying at this point?
Why is he flanking the fight? Coelophysis? Oh,
Coelophysis, that one's right.
yeah.
But
I keep
Quetzalcoatlus...
looking- What is a Eudimorphodon? These look way too big to be in the Triassic, guys. We just had a max extinction. Like, that's you're way too big and way too advanced.
That's like after the Cretaceous, all of a sudden we saw like...
Fully formed ungulates. Like,
I was gonna say, what's the
one-digit, like-
giant giraffe rhino guy?
I know what you're talking about.
Like, that would be like seeing that directly following the end of the Cretaceous. I don't think that is feasible.
Literally or figuratively, and evolve and diversify. And they did it.
By the end of the Triassic, you've
Oh, the
evolved.
graphics look further away.
You've evolved
What?
personality. And you start to see the hint of the modern world.
They're like phasing through the
All good things must come to
grass.
And
Okay, so just a quick look up for Eudomorphodon.
She just phrased that breakup of Pangea like it's an actual breakup. Sorry, go on.
Well, clearly they swiped left. Or one swiped right. That's plate tectonic movement. But I was looking up Eudomorphodon, and that would be more like that Rhamphorhynchid we saw at the start, because
Yeah.
they even say it's the closest relative to Rhamphorhynchus. It's only 3 foot long
You're making them look.
and 28 pounds.
Making
No,
them
I'm
look
pretty sure that was a
huge.
Quetzalcoatlus
Yeah.
model.
They're making them look huge.
One of the centers of these eruptions. Coming between them, a new body of water. The Atlantic Ocean.
She was salty.
A lot of it is the fact that one day there was no Atlantic Ocean, then it's only a few years with a narrow canal.
Some few
And then
years.
you jump across, and then you couldn't jump across it.
Then, in a matter of
I mean, these live shots look great.
Yeah, right?
the blink of an eye of geologic time,
And then it looks like it has like bad YouTube graphics for the volcano. Now that's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure there's a Jedi being lopped in half down there.
guts and waves of lava and gases.
So what we're finding out is,
Volcanoes are dicks.
In the violently widening new sea.
oh, that like some of these boys know what to do. Yeah, these are not the right.
These are Quetzalcoatl's.
That model does not belong here.
Yeah.
Carbon dioxide, sulfur, and methane creates runaway global warming
Al Gore was right.
and acidic oceans.
These are a real shot. That's a real shot.
Critical plants and
Mhm.
animals at the bottom of the food chain die off.
That just looks like an alien
It
planet.
looks like a video game.
System collapses. 75% of all species fade into the fossil record.
Also, if you go back to that scene where you see the skeletons in purple, I'm pretty sure the background wasn't rendering with the one skeleton with its jaw hanging
No.
open.
Also, they said 75% of species go into the fossil record. I know what they're trying to say, but that also implies that 75% of species get fossilized, which is not the case. Like, 30% of species get fossilized.
On land, you have these lineages now that are often racing.
I'm not sure about turtles, though, because every other year it seems like it's Big Brother for cladograms, and they always vote out the turtle first.
Yeah.
These first mammals
I'm pretty sure they just, shaved down Scrat from Ice Age.
are likely to inherit the Earth. First, they'll have to survive yet another age under the feet of giant reptiles. Because the ones who managed to survive through the Triassic extinction are about to give rise to
The eyes are so inset.
creatures of all.
Like, your eyes being that inset, I don't think you would be able to see past your own, ocular cavity.
No. At least it didn't leave me traumatized. which is a
No.
plus.
That weird squishy nose guy broke you.
It really did.
Alright, well that concludes the Triassic-Jurassic extinction. We will see you guys in the next episode when we are at the Cretaceous. Welcome back, everybody, to the SauraPODcast. We are once again watching Ancient Earth, and this is episode 5, the Cretaceous extinction, the most famous of all extinctions. I guess we'll see if they believe it was a volcano, an asteroid, or aliens?
Aliens.
Yeah, let's go with aliens. Since I think it is the ancient aliens guy narrating this. Once again, this is on Curiosity Stream, and I believe this episode will be about 14 minutes long or so. So let's get into the most famous ending to any story.
In this line of mud and rock, found in some 300 places all over the planet. From Gubbio
Dave was here. No.
to the Hell Creek Formation in North Dakota,
The hell's that?
to the deserts of western China.
I actually do know what it is, guys, especially where I went and got my degree and where I did a lot of work in. I know what the Hell Creek is. It was a play on the word hell. I apologize. I'll see myself out.
To Time Water.
The
Again,
most beautiful graphic.
these strat columns look gorgeous.
And that makes it particularly special.
Is it
I
still
wonder
the
if it
KT
takes-
boundary?
I wonder if it's a KPG.
Yeah.
The tertiary used to be, is what the age we're living in now, and it used to be called that, but when they reordered the geographic column, it's now the Paleocene.
Below, ancient sediments are full of
Pot existed before the Jurassic.
Triceratops, and everything in between. Above, in more recent layers, not a single dinosaur has been found.
Sir, we have burbs.
Something happened.
They're being dramatic.
Wiped out about 75% of the forms of life on the planet and every dinosaur.
It's the fifth mass extinction to strike our
they actually didn't put blood above their door. And so when the great...
It's a possible joke, guys.
Because that's what it sounded like. It went after only the dinosaurs. No other species went extinct. Because Moses Mephrodon did, he brought his word.
Worldwide wildfires, choking sulfurous air, and scalding acid rain.
To Australia. I apologize to Australia. It's a lovely place that I always like going there, but that was a dig.
To the beginning of the Cretaceous period, and our Earth is now starting to look positively modern.
I think
I see a
it's
Starbucks.
I think it's thoroughly modern.
I think we both stepped on each other's jokes there.
During the Cretaceous, you have sea level very, very high, covering over
420 blaze it.
continents and interior seas.
There are vast conifer forests and vibrant flowering plants.
They just phase into existence.
They had Star Trek technology.
Okay.
The Cretaceous period, let's say sometime around 100 million years ago, and started walking around, you might not feel too out of place. You might see a snake and a turtle and a tree and flowers.
They have really clear real life graphics.
Some of the world
Yeah, I almost believe that's a real man.
Herds of long
Fun fact, it was just an animatronic. 100% AI.
Okay, but where are your bubble nodes down the side of your neck, sir?
biggest land animals that have ever lived.
Okay, they needed a crowdfund for the bubble necks.
Some of them as much
That wasn't in this patch.
20 feet tall, up to 88 tons. Massive, incredible animals.
flashy
What he says basically is they thick with 3 C's.
through its magnificent headgear.
Why couldn't be shitposting songs?
Herbivores get bigger.
What is its arms?
For-
Just what?
The arms are just dangling. Oh my god, it's the little guy with the little tiny one hook
yeah.
claw. But no, the like.
That sir is just an emu.
Do not zoom in on that. Oh my god.
The pteropods, like the bipedal
Hello.
tiny-handed terror T-Rex.
Someone
You
saw
just ate your
Jurassic Park.
cousin. That was very true.
Oh jeez. What?
Why are they green in the sky?
I just like how it doesn't look like there's actual airlift. They're just kind of like static
Yeah.
folding. Oh my lord. Like, I'm not disputing the information here. Even
Why is it leading different species? Is it the god of the sky?
I mean, it is named after a thunder god. Or not a thunder god, but a snake god.
Why is it leading the others?
Come, my children.
Don't zoom in.
Like, the
I always
faces...
forget how derpy this was.
The plesiosaur's neck, or face and all that looks great. Those eyes, though. It's like if they strapped an eye to, like, a garter snake.
By the terrifying Mosasaurus.
They, I was waiting for them to make something out like in Nemo.
20 feet longer than T-Rex.
Looks like it's got a little swag.
Flex. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that's right. I'm 20 feet bigger. What do you think about that, Rexy? Not only that, but I get a starring cameo in your next movie.
All of these outrageous displays
What was that build-up?
are doomed.
Yeah, I think they needed a little bit more budget on that. There was no bite there. It just kind of like slid deeper into the maw.
After that T-Rex fling, like...
Yeah! I think I've watched too much Devil Artemis on YouTube. All I see is that T-Rex going, "Fight to me!"
Moving at hypervelocity speeds, like 7 times the speed of a rifle bullet. But it's the size of Denver.
Blasting through the atmosphere in a fraction
Oh, so Denver's gotten this planet stoned a few times.
no chance to look up at the sky and run.
Someone made a summoning in Final Fantasy VII.
You're dead.
A comet explodes with the energy of 1 billion Hiroshima bombs.
I also love that where it hit, it's been theorized that some of the Gulf of Mexico or all of the Gulf of Mexico is part of the impact crater, which makes me...
They showed it already happening.
The Gulf was already pre-there, so it just looked like more that someone just hit a bucket. Like, just straight up, no net, just boop.
So you probably would have been vaporized immediately if you were in the immediate vicinity.
Which this is also what certain geologists and volcanologists say would happen if Yellowstone basically erupted.
Yeah.
Is the immediate areas would just be wiped.
Yeah.
There would be no...
Knowing it's coming,
Right.
Seeing anything.
There'd be none of this where they like get to, you know, try to outrun a blast.
So no matter where you are on Earth, within hours, you are feeling some serious hurt.
Earthquakes rock the earth, unleashing massive...
It's just an intern shaking the camera with some B footage and some bad foreground rendering again.
And the great marine reptiles are protected.
There are parts that some shots look really good, and then there's other parts that it looks like it was
Oh,
a...
it was the best wave ever. They used fake wave, real water turbulence, fake ocean.
These guys just look like they're drifting.
Massive wildfires and where there was vegetation. And that is so terrifying. And then the other thing that was happening too.
No, I'm
is
pretty
that
sure that
you
was
heated up
just beginning of
oceans
2020.
locally so much that you disrupted ocean currents.
Ah,
and
typical.
you developed these hurricanes that were so severe that they formed these huge water spouts going up into the air called hypercanes. So you'd have these massive
I feel
How
like
do we know this?
physics?
Like, is this where, like, theoretical meteorology? Like, are there people that hypothesize
I would assume, because
that is oddly specific?
Also, I just watched The World's End not too long ago, and that just looks like the ending to The World's End.
There's probably nothing to eat.
So the plant eaters die, the meat eaters die, food chains collapse.
And the world saw its fifth mass extinction.
Called The Great Oh Shitting.
Asteroid impact was an amazing thing because unlike all the other extinctions that preceded it, this one was global and instant.
Today,
And I think I would assume is one of the only outside-driven ones.
Yeah.
more than 110 mile wide, 20 mile deep crater on the tip of Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. Discovered in 1978, it dates precisely to 65 million years ago.
We've known for a long time that we had an impact of some sort that killed the dinosaurs. What we didn't know was, well, where did that impact happen?
Yeah, but I've read some articles, especially recently for some of my science communication classes, that wasn't like we all just agreed. It was a really nasty dogfight.
Oh, yeah.
Buried in that famous layer of mud lies more telltale
Okay,
pieces
so with this guy being, I think, the voice guy for Ancient Aliens and this layer, he just basically covered the one subject from Ancient Aliens, the one episode I ever watched that made me refuse to ever watch it again. Because basically, I think they extrapolate that impact layer was basically alien-driven as like either a way to progress life because they got bored, like this was a game of Ark.
I don't think I've seen that episode.
But like they go to it, I think they went to one in Norway, and I think because they made it Norway, they're like, this makes it more credible. Norway and paleo, here we go. And it was like, it angered me so much because my dad and I were watching it with mom, and I just started ranting and going, no! And my mom, who makes fun of my dad for all of his criticisms of movies for their electrical and on-site construction accuracies and all that, he's like, see, Wendy? I'm not the only one that does that.
all the pterosaurs and plesiosaurs died out.
It looks like they're doing a bombing run on the meteor.
Some tiny feathered ones that weighed a pound or less.
A few species of dinosaurs survived, and we know this as birth.
Oh, it was emus. It was literally at that point, emu just emerged.
You see them in certain modes of growth, like when they go from the cute chick stage into the proper chicken stage. In that middle time, they look really dinosaurish, and that's
I would say more in their embryonics and developmental
Well, yeah,
stage.
their embryo, they have a full tail and teeth.
Which is where Jack's proposed dino chicken comes
Yeah.
from. Jack Horner is who when I say Jack. Wait, weren't those the same mammals that they used in the Triassic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
During the age of dinosaurs, they get up one morning, dinosaurs are all gone, and the world is bare as food.
But their marketing isn't so good, so only dinosaurs get the big box office movies. No one's gonna go see, Pleistocene Park. I mean, that would be cool to just go to.
Yeah.
Evolution and extinction that has shaped the world that we have today.
66 million
Hey, don't put that shit on the meteor. That's not fair to the meteor.
survivors of the fifth mass extinction on Earth.
Or asteroid, technically.
The sixth one.
Oh, now we're getting topical.
From the World Wildlife Fund estimates that more than 2
Okay, to be fair, I think koalas and pandas are two animals that I think we can write off, like as an outlier to the mass extinction. They both actively don't seem to want to work as animals.
Because they use the same earthquake volcano footage too.
In a period of extinction now. There's no question about it because we are actively causing extinction by direct things like hunting rhinos and killing elephants and chopping down forests. And the indirect impacts, we're putting fossil fuels in the atmosphere, we're carbonizing the atmosphere, which acidifies the ocean.
Hey, careful curiosity stream with how politics are right now. You'll be defunded and fined and sued and yelled at by big sweaty men from Texas who lie about a lot.
Space is rather a fragile place in terms of life. Because although there are maybe 10 million or 20 million species alive today in the world, there are billions of species in the fossil record which are extinct. So extinction is the name of the game.
And we should inform ourselves with the information about what we've learned in the past to help us ameliorate what we're doing at the present. Because
That's a word.
Yep.
Ameliorate.
I think it means to make you feel better.
Hmm.
It doesn't a SAT word. That's a downer note. Or a positive note. Hey guys, don't feel bad that you're killing the earth because it's just extinction anyway. What would have happened?
Just probably less shittily.
Yeah.
So this will probably be the third one we record, but is technically the end of this series. We're probably going to go back and do the first two, because I'm a very silly man, and I do things completely out of order. But we will come back to these, and thank you guys for joining us again. We will see you next time when we go through, I think it's the Devonian is the first one.
Either that or Vision, I don't remember which comes which.
But we will see you guys there. Until next time.